You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Second Gig. Hi, Rurouni's. This is your pal, Rurouni K95 here, and today's anime review, we're going to be reviewing Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Second Gig. At the end of my previous anime review on Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex I did want to cover Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Second Gig, which it never said it would have been a spin-off or a movie, but it's actually Season 2 of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Second Gig. So the second season of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Second Gig sets 2 years after the events of the first season of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, which I've already covered on my previous anime review of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, starting with the first season. But I decided to discuss about the second season actually. It explores the political and social ramifications of the two world wars that took place prior to the events of the series. At the time of the Third and the Fourth World Wars, about 3 million Asians became refugees and were invited to Japan as a source of cheap labor. These invited refugees, based on reclaimed island of Dejima, soon became unemployed in the post-war period, and their social unrest borders on outright war. Yep. So, however, Section 9's involvement in the refugee issue begins after they successfully stop a hostage crisis by a domestic terrorist group known as the Individual 11, after which newly elected Prime Minister Yoko Kayabuki officially reinstates the organization. So basically, the group seems to be modeling themselves after the May 15th incident, where a group of naval officers assassinated the Prime Minister and then gained the support of the public, and hope to stir up the refugees' spirits by fighting for them against the Japanese government. The group also comes into contact with Kazundo Goda, head of the Cabinet Intelligence Service, who gets assistance from the group in defusing several instances between the refugees, as well as assisting him in transporting plutonium through Dejima, result in several failures and refugee deaths, further straining relations. However, Section 9 ultimately discovers that Goda has been manipulating both events behind the scenes, leaving the social virus that creates the Individual 11 ideology, and created a new standalone complex, as well as the intentional failures with the refugees. However, he cannot account for the charismatic Hideo Kuze, who genuinely believes the best for the refugees and helps rally for their independence from Japan. Throughout the investigations, Kusanagi discovers she may know Kuze from her childhood. Ultimately, Goda is found guilty of his part in the refugee incidents and killed before he can defect to the American Empire, but not before his ministrations also results in the death of Kuze. Yeah. Oh, as for the second season of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Second Gig, Mamoru Oshii, who is the director who worked on several Pat Labor films, as he worked on some episodes of Urusei Yatsura, as well as he directed a couple of Urusei Yatsura movies, Urusei Yatsura Only You and Urusei Yatsura Beautiful Dreamer, Angel's Egg, and the Skycrawlers, and Jinro the Wolf Brigade, had contributed with his ideas to concept the entire series and initially planning stages Dai Sato stated that they were initially going to concentrate on how Japan is going to participate in the war after the 9/11, which is basically September 11, as an intended to portray a fictional future. But by the time they were working on the episodes, the Iraqi war has already started, and Japan's self-defense force was sent to Iraq during this time. Japan also had an election. Sato continued to state that he created the individual 11 episodes to express irresponsibility of the Japanese people when they voted for the politicians that planned to send Japanese troops to Afghanistan and Iraq. Yeah. On the opening theme for Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex second gig, which is the second season to Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, is Rise, performed by Origa, written by Tim Jensen, while the ending theme is Living Inside the Shell, performed by Steve Conte, written by Shanti Snyder. The second gig also used alternate opening and closing themes when it was rebroadcast on terrestrial television, with Rise replaced by Christmas in the Silent Forest, performed by Eloria Graziano, written by Shanti Snyder, and Living Inside the Shell was replaced by Sniper, performed by Alaria Graziano, written by Tim Jensen. Oh, as for Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, the second season of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex was titled Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Second Gig, or S.A.C for short, was aired on Animax from January 1st, 2004 until January the 8th, 2005. The production of a second season was immediately decided after the first season's TV airing. The second season was initially hinted when Bandai has extended the episode list of 52 episodes at Otakon of 2003, and also on Halloween of 2003, Production IG officially announced a second season of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. It premiered on January 1st, 2004 in Japan on Sky Perfect TV's Perfect Choice Animax on a pay-per-view basis. The series was later aired on the terrestrial Nippon TV from April 6, 2005, and also Animax later aired the series across its other networks worldwide, including English language networks in Southeast Asia and South Asia, as well as other various networks in Hong Kong, Taiwan, Latin America, and several other regions in general. That's why. But it's how it is what it is for Ghost of the Shell Standalone Complex second gig. That's why. So, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex second gig was also later aired in the United States on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim block. Bandai Visual owns the DVD distribution rights in Japan, while Anchor Bay and Manga Entertainment owns the distribution rights in North America and Europe. The show began airing daily on Anime Central beginning on November the 4th, 2007, in both English 2 nightly screenings and original Japanese 1 late night screening as well. Yeah. So the reception about Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Next is basically the second season of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. This totals up with basically having season 2 under second gig, as it was, never to say nonetheless, because The second season of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, it was titled Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. Second gig was aired from January 1st, 2004 until January 8th, 2005. Unlike the first season, the second season has three designations denoting the type of episode: individual, and dividual, and dual. In episodes tie in with the individual 11 storyline. DI episodes, however, are the standalone episodes that may be still tied into the other storylines, and DU episodes tie in with the Cabinet Intelligence Service and Goda storyline through the two main storylines interrelate. There are 11 individual and 4 dual episodes in the United States. The TV parental guideline system that rated the episodes from TV 14 to TVMA as it was, if it was having its aired, how TV parental ratings of how it was when it comes to anime such as Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex second gig. That's why. Yeah. Technically, basically, speaking of that, of which, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex has only 26 episodes, but for Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex second gig, however, it only lasted about 26 episodes on the same season, which it all totals up to all capsulated over 52 episodes of what can you get when you have totaling up to 26 episodes of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex under 2 seasons. Well, for the first season is just Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, but for the second season of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, second is basically Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex second gig. That's why. Yep. That's how... It's probably how it is what it is. Especially because Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex second gig is basically the second season. Oh, and it's also directed by anime director Kenji Kamiyama, who's known for his work such as Rojin Z. He was the unit director on Ghost in the General the Wolf Brigade. He's the art director who worked on Genocyber, and he's also did backgrounds for Pat Labor anime. And he also worked on Blood the Last Vampire. He also worked on Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Solid State Society. Oh, and he's also worked on Moribito, Guardian of the Spirit, Eden of the East, Cyborg 009 Call of Justice, and other animes he has worked on as in general. That's why. So yeah, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex only lasted about 2 seasons, which encapsulates over 52 episodes, because the second season of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex second gig is basically the second season to Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. Now, if this was Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Solid State Society, I would be covering that for my future anime review for the most part. That's why. Yeah, because the second season of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex definitely takes the cake. That's why. So that's going to be it for my anime review on Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex second gig. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts about it. I have it on DVD, which is a bootleg, but this has total 26 episodes on 3 discs. Because I have been recently reviewed the previous anime review on Ghost in the Shell, but this one takes the cake as well. Hope subscribe for content. My anime pilot link in the description down below. Share this video on Twitter, Facebook if you have a Twitter, Facebook account, and all social media. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button on this video. Feel free to leave in the comments section below in this video if you like as well. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RoniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel. Click on my notifications bell button. Check out the updates that I've uploaded, and keep it otaku for this anime review on Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex second gig. Oh, and I got one more thing for the upcoming anime review coming next. Stay tuned for my next anime review, which I'll be covering another anime from the creator who did Sakura Wars anime, starting with my anime review on Legends of Himiko. Stay tuned for my next anime review on Legends of Himiko, because you won't want to miss it.